guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and today I am in the default 172 by X-Plane, November 172 Sierra Papa, and I am going to fly this guy to RDU. Just a quick flight. I am at Raleigh Executive Jetport in Sanford County. Um, Probably about 11, maybe between 11 and 15 miles from RDU, maybe even 20. I don't know. But the treat is I've got the Garmin G500 as opposed to the G1000 or the steam gauges. So let's get this flight started here. I'm not going to use a checklist. I know I keep saying that I'm going to always use a checklist, but sometimes I say stuff and it doesn't happen. All right, so I'm gonna use my mind for a checklist. Fuel gauge, fuel is on both tanks. Trim is set to takeoff. Fuel stop pushed in. Okay, I'm looking good there. And let's go ahead and get our master battery on and let that power up and cycle through. And actually zoom in on it a little bit so we can see what we got going on. I do have the G530 and the G430, so this aircraft is full of glass. All right, so I'm using the database from Navigraph, and so it's at the time of this video, it is a good and current database. All right, so yeah, press ENT to continue. All right. So KTTA, Raleigh Executive Jetport, and let's go ahead and put a quick little flight plan. If we can figure out how to do that. Okay, map setup. Don't really need that. PDF. I'm just clicking on stuff because I don't fly with the G5000 enough to really know it by heart. Actually, let's get the aircraft started up and then turn on our avionics. There may be some stuff that's not being displayed. Not sure, and where that hat button is really sensitive. All right, so let's get that fuel pump on. 1001. All right, that's about 5 seconds. All right, turn it off. And I don't think the fuel primer is really modeled on this aircraft. All right, so mixture full rich, crack the throttle, clear to the left, clear to the right, and prop clear. Clear prop. Beacon can come on. Better out there again. Better safe than sorry. And brakes are set, so we're good with that. Okay. Alternator can come on, and so can my avionics. All right. And now, I think to put in a flight plan, we may have to put it in the G530 or the 430. I'm not sure which one is slave to, or even how to change the slave models. But let's see if this works. All right, flight plan. We're gonna fly direct to KRDU. Okay. RS D U. Enter. 23 nautical miles, 24 around it. All right, so now we know the distance. All right, I was just at airport in real life a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize it was that far. All right, but I drove. All right, so let's get the taxi lights on. All right, and let's get our field elevation and set our barometer. In fact, might even have a AWAS frequency. Let's set this guy to altitude reporting, and let's see if we can pop into Sky Vector for a departure is KTTA, KTT. And I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay. AWAS is 120.62. All right, so let's get that dialed in. It's already dialed in, so we just need to flip it.
Raleigh Executive Jetport weather. Wind calm.
Calm.
Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 33, 2.20. Altimeter 3000.
All right, 3000. Field elevation is 247 feet. All right, let's see. Let's
Raleigh Executive Jetport weather.
kill that.
Wind calm. Visibility more than 10.
Actually,
Sky
we can
clear.
go to
Temperature 33, 2.20.
123.07.
000.
07.
Raleigh Executive Jetport weather. Wind calm.
123.
More than 10. Sky clear.
And that's the CTAF frequency for Raleigh Exec. All right, so we're on the CTAF, and 3000 is our frequency. Look, I think it did put in graphic is on. I think it did put in a flight plan in our PDF. All right, so make sure the CDI is on GPS. We've done that, and don't have any wind data, but it says wind is calm. Let's see what else we got. Waypoint KTTA, and that's where we are. Let's see. Gas is fuel looks okay, and fuel temperature and oil pressure is up. Vacuum is should be working, but we won't know until we do our run up. Taxi lights are on, and what are we missing, guys? What are we missing? Altitude is transponder is reporting, and brakes are still set. Okay. Now, question is, what do I want to do next? Okay. So I want to set my barometer. That's this guy right here. So I'm going to hit heading, course, altitude, vertical speed, and barrel. Okay. Now I can dial that down to what I need it. All right, 3000. Unreal. I can't get 3000. Story of my life. Okay. All right. And let's see. We want a heading of 049, somewhere around 05. So yeah. And winds are calm. And we'll just take off on 3. That's the runway in front of us. So that cuts down on taxi. And that should give us a nice right turn to get to where we want to get to 049. All right, so I think that's 3 in front of us. I see a 3 out there on the right here, so I think that's what we want. Brakes are in. HSI is working. Brakes are working. All right. Clear to the left, nothing's coming. Clear to the right, nothing's coming. And pilot view. And then we'll make a radio call. Raleigh Executive, Cessna 175 Foxtrot Whiskey is taxiing to 03. Raleigh Exec. All right. Good. Head on a swivel. And got traffic global label zone. I can turn it. I can turn the labels off if you guys find that distracting. I actually don't used to, but I've gotten so used to them. All right, let's do a quick little run up here. Okay, so brakes, 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 brakes. My brakes. There we go. Brakes are set. Run it up to 17. Mag. Right mag is good. Left mags are good. Vacuum is in the green. And amperage. Battery is charging. And let's turn on our pitot heat. Where's the pitot heat? And I get a real good little drop on that amp meter. So I am satisfied that that's working. Don't need pitot heat. All right. Still don't see anything coming. And Raleigh Exec, Cessna 1755 Foxtrot Whiskey is taking runway. Actually, I'm 175. I'm actually 172 Sierra Papa is taking runway 03, departing to the north. Raleigh. All right. Some flaps there. Landing lights, strobe lights are on. Taxi lights go off. And let's see if we can't track that middle line. All right, 55, rotate, wheels up, tap the brake. And no positive rate. Well, we got positive rate, but no gear to lift. Trim that nose down a little. All right. All right. And we are high enough now to take the flaps out. Flaps up. And we are on 049 is what we're looking for. And let's fly at, let's fly at 2,000. All right. That power is, they're not generating power on the red line, so guess I'm okay there. Using a bunch of fuel. So I'm gonna pull the power back just to increase my fuel flow. Trim it. My nose is right there on the horizon. And 049 is what we're looking for. 050. So we'll go ahead and turn our autopilot on. First we hit the now button, and actually that turns on this particular autopilot just by hitting the nav button. We are on GPS, so we are intercepting, or we should be intercepting our course. And the reason it does that, because it flies courses based on radials. So it's going to find the radio and fly it, which is 049 or 050. All right. We wanted 2,000. Lower that nose now, because we got 2,500 now. Let's lose about 500 feet. Well, with VFR, we can fly 2,500. Yeah. All right. So let's trim for 2,500. Winds are calm, and I can tell because it is holding 2,500 nicely. All right. And you can see that trim wheel down in the bottom move every so often as I adjust it. The more speed we pick up, the more lift we generate, so the more I have to trim it down. All right. And 18.6 nautical miles from my destination. And pull the power back a little. All right, nice fuel flow there. And I would say we're in a good cruise configuration at this point. All right, so I'm gonna hit my Alt button and set my, well, where's my, set my altitude to, well, I actually set it here at 24. Actually, go here and set it to what I wanted. Now, zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm doing. You can see my altitude. I got it set at 25. And I'm gonna hit my vertical speed, and I need to come up a little bit. Why don't we fly 2,000? I know I'm wishy-washy on exactly what I want to do, but I want to be able to enjoy some of the scenery. All right, so I'm gonna hit VS. Bring this down. Let's see, VS. All right. And my VS is not engaging, so I'm going to have to do it a different way. VS. And I have to do it on this guy here. And 100 feet a minute. That's a little bit slow. I think I could go 300 feet. And let's see if we can't cause it to capture. I don't think this one would capture an altitude. So we got to keep an eye on what we want. All right, so I see something way off in the distance, about right up in there. And I'm asking myself, could that be my airport? And I'm looking at my PDF, and I don't see myself tracking towards the airport. So look, for nav, I do have nav on, do have CDI on GPS. GPS 1, and nav is engaged. Ah, there we go. Didn't have GPS steering on. And some of that, guys, to be honest with you, is my unfamiliarity with GPS. I don't fly the default Cessna very much anymore at all. Um, let's see. Now I'm getting it leveled off a little bit earlier. Right, so give it a little throttle there. Now I could also go here and put in 1172, which is the 1172, which is the VOR on the field. All right, and let's just flip that in, and that's gives us another way to track towards our destination. So now I can change the CDI to VOR, and I would have to align my VOR. I'm just going to continue flying GPS. But you get the idea. All right, 10 nautical miles out. I'm at 2,000. And let's bring this back down to 0. And actually, we can turn vertical speed off. Maybe we can't. So trying to see if it'll let me nose over, and maybe it won't. All right, so we 9 nautical miles out. So let's go to Raleigh Tower. Let's see, there's Raleigh Airport's right here. 127, 45, 45. And flip that in, and let's go down here. And make this 800, 123.8 for ADAS. Flip that in, and let's listen to the ADAS.
Raleigh-Durham International Information
Hotel.
2000 Zulu weather. Wind
Calm.
Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 14. Dew point -14. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 05 left. 05 right. 32. Departing runway 05 left. 05 right. 32. Advise on it.
2992. Barrow. All right, 2992, and does this have a backup? All right, so 05, Raleigh Tower, Skyhawk 172, Sierra Papa is 6 miles to the north inbound. Little land 05 right. 172 Sierra Papa. Yes. All right, so they've cleared me to land. Disengage my autopilot. None of these buttons seem to be working. And that's, let's see, how can I do that? How can I disengage it? All right, there we go. All right, so it looks like I'm right here on the slope. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got two red and two white. And if I can keep this, if I can trim it for this descent, I'm a little bit slow. I'm 59, should be at about 62, but 59 is okay. All right, so I'm descending at about 500 feet a minute. And this just kind of lined me up with my runway without me having to figure out how I was gonna enter. I mean, this was just a real simple flight. Real simple. So I do have a DME right here at the bottom left of this display. Primary display function, primary function display. A bit low. Give it a little power. And I should put in some flaps. Slower than flying. Alright, back on the slope here. And I'm strictly VFR, visual. I'm looking out the window and relying on the airport's PAPI lights for my vertical guidance. All right, stable approach here. All right, let's do a quick glance. Gas, lights, undercarriage is fixed. Mixture is for rich. Prop is not applicable. And the airport is coming on into view. Now up in here, see how that's blinking? And I'm sure you can tell. Um, that's the anti-aliases that I've got turned off for some reason. Even with an i9 processor, that just wreaked havoc on my frame rate. My speed. I want to get too slow. And I'm getting about 30 frames a second, which isn't great, but should be enough to come in smoothly. All over the threshold. Another notch of flaps. And I could let it coast on in. Eyes to the end of the runway. Center line. And center line and flare. Flare. Ooh, too much center line. All right, and we are down to our next taxiway. Just a quick video on flying with the G500 in the default Cessna 172 by the G500. I wish this was the G5000. That's probably, I think that's like $100,000 avionics suite. Um, so yeah, um, right now they're only putting the G5000 in the top end biz jets. I was watching a video this morning, and they got a Gulfstream that seats up to 19 passengers with a 8,000 mile range, and the price on that is somewhere around $72 million. All right, let's clean up. FLTT, F for flaps, L for lights, T for transponder, and we'll just put that on, and T again for trim. All right, and let's clear left, clear right, and we actually need to go to ground, which I did not pre-program in. What is ground? Ground is 0.9, 121.9. Raleigh ground, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa is request taxi to parking. Correction, taxi to FBO. Taxi via Alpha, Delta, Juliet. 175, 172 Sierra Papa. I get a airplane in my mind, and I just can't get away from it. All right, so I want to zoom in on this airport a little bit so I can see. Yeah, I think that's as far as the G5000 is gonna let. I mean, the G500 is gonna let me zoom. After that big spiel about the G5000, I still want to call it a G5000. Okay, so yeah. One thing I wish that the Garmin did a better display of, and it could just be um, the X-Plane's rendition of the Garmin. Sitting there, said Delta, so Delta's gonna be this first one. Cross Charlie. Um, we'll take Delta here, and this is Juliet. One thing about, and what I was saying is it could be the Garmin or the model, but the rendition is not as detailed. The maps are not as detailed as I would like them to be. I would like to be able to see my taxiways in my primary function display, not multifunction display, that is, and that's not available. Whoa. All right. So map. Yeah, looking at terrain doesn't help. And topography. So the color green shows that I should be, I guess that means I'm between 1,000 and 2,000. No, between eight. Trying to, looking at this chart here. All right, we'll park here. And brakes. Right. And let's get out here and brakes are set. Nope, they're not. Brakes. Now they're set. All right. And so we didn't use the map on the G530. Um, so come on, how do you get the map? So we did use the map on the G500. I would imagine that this would be a little bit more upgraded than this, given the model number. This is the G500, and this is the G530. I don't know if that 30, I don't know what that means anyway. Um, but I do like being able to change up from time to time stuff. Anyway, guys, let me turn this guy off here. Um, Slim. So that's switches. So turn off all my switches, avionics. Um, and then Ling, and then Slim. I for ignition. The other switches. And M for Max and Master. All right, and she is down, and we are done. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.